Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Luna over here. So in today's video, I want to talk about a topic on how to pick the right agent to sell your house 2020. Keep in mind, it's very important to make a note that not every single agent is the same. Choose whoever you feel the most comfortable to work with and choose the one that you feel like can, benefit you the most. So let's get into these questions. And the first one I would ask the agent is, are you more of a listing agent or are you more of a buyer agent? So in real estate, there are two types of agent. Typically, when agent first started selling, the first 1 to 3 years, they typically deal with buyers because it requires less of experience and less of confidence to get listing. Listing typically takes longer time to get, whereas buyer, there's a lot of time you can buy leads, you can hand in a lot more buyer leads. It's more hands-on, it's easier to work with as a buyer's agent. Therefore, it requires less experience. So ask them if they are more of a listing agent or a buyer's agent. And the second question is to ask your agent, are they more of a full-time agent or they are a part-time agent? Definitely, as a seller, you would want to go with a full-time agent so that way they can, provide more time and effort into really selling your house for top dollar. And number 3 is, how many houses have you sold in this area? This question, keep in mind, is very important because a local agent can provide a lot of local opinions and advice that give it to you where the market is going, how many days on market in this this area. Why are these houses selling less than the next block? Is it because the street is one way and the other one is two way, or is it because there's a lot of trees on my block that cause my house not to sell as quick as the block behind me? So it needs to have a local expert to give you and provide you opinions and tips that you will need. For instance, I have a seller that they have their house listed for almost 3 months. However, the seller's house was listed way overpriced because the agent wasn't a local agent and he put in the radius on MLS and he just searched the actives in the area and the sold comps in the area with 0.5 miles radius. However, he does not understand on that specific road, it's called Frederick Avenue, the house on the left side tend to sell more better value versus the house on the right side. So if you're not a local agent, you will not know about that tips. Number 4 is to ask the agent, how many listings have you sold in the past 3 months? And ask them to send you their listing details, where it include where did they go pending, did they sell it over asking price, was there any contingency, how many days on the market, how long did it take them to sell the house, see if there's any reviews that's on their page as well. So that's the next question. And number 5 is ask them, how many buyer agent do you have in your office? And the question is important for this one particularly is because when you list your house and there's a circle, there is called pre-marketing, it's called before you put on the market, there's also a pre-marketing that they could do. It's typically they go around the office and talk to the people in their office and the agents in the office, see if they have buyers that they can get in before it hits the market. So, it definitely gonna help you to spread out your listing to do a pre-marketing if they have more buyer agents in the office. And the next question is ask them, how many transactions has your whole company has done the year of 2019? Ask them about the total volume that they have sold in the whole company. And the next question is to ask them, how much can you net for my house? Keep in mind, how much you can net and how much you are listing for the house is a completely different number. The net number is the number that you're going to be walk away during the closing table where you're going to get your check. But the listing price, it's only just the price that determines how long your house will sit on the market. Once the house sits on the market, you have a valid contract, your house go on pending, then the price also isn't the final price because you might have contingency or appraisal. Then the price is going to be negotiable. Let's say after all the negotiation has done, you have a price X. Then that price X, you have to minus tax, transfer tax fee, commission, and then all the other miscellaneous fees or convenience fees for the office. Then the total number at the bottom will be how much you will net. As a seller, you care more about the net than any other price. And move on to the next one is to find out how soon as your listing agent, how soon as my agent, you can help me sell my house at price X. You want to know how realistic the price you want your agent can help you sell that for. How many days would you be on the market? So that way you will know if you're still paying for mortgage, you know how many days and how much you have to pay to the bank before you can actually get for the price that you wanted. And the next question is, ask them how much is commission. This one is crucial. As an agent, as a seller, you both should know commission is 100% negotiable. So which is why I don't recommend to ask this question to your agent as the first question, but you gotta throw that in somewhere. You gotta figure out how much do they charge. Typically, commissions are 6%, 5%. They don't keep the whole 5 to the listing agent themselves. They split with the buyer agent. And the listing agent get, let's say, 3%, but the listing agent do not keep the 3% entirely to the listing agent. There is a broker fee as well. So move on to the next one. Number 10, ask them how long will the contract between you and me last? Typically, a listing contract is 6 months. A lot of time, what I tell my client is I will say, it doesn't matter. It's 6 months, but you can cancel at any time. If you don't like the way how I do business, if it's not a beneficial mutual relationship, you can cancel it at any time. But other agents might do things differently. And that leads to the next question is, how much is the cancellation fees? A lot of time on the contract, if you as a seller wants to cancel the contract before the contract date ends, there will be a cancellation fee. Make sure you talk to your agent and figure out if there's a number. And move on to the next question. Number 12 is ask your agent, will you be paying the staging fee for my house and the photographer fee for my house? And the next one is to ask them, how often do we communicate? Will you let me know every time before my showing? Will you give me 24 hours of notice? And the last question is, what is the best way as me, the seller, to contact you, to reach out to you? Is it by texting, or is it by calling, or is it by emailing? And the number 15 is to ask the agent, do you have any website or pages that I can go up to look up your reviews and testimonials? This one is important because that can build the trust and credibility of your real estate agent. And 16 is to ask them, what are the paperwork that we are going to sign? Please make sure I have a copy of it. So always ask them for a copy after you sign any paperwork. Number 17 is to ask, what is the outline of the presentation that you're going to give it to me? I want to hear what you have to say. If they don't have an outline, that means they're not well prepared. Most likely, they're not a very good agent because they're not preparing for the whole presentation. Last but not least, ask them, why should I hire you? Is there a particular reason that I should hire you, or the questions I haven't covered on the above? So here are the 18 questions that as a seller, you can take considerations and maybe use those questions to qualify your real estate agent and really help you sell your house for the top dollar. This is Luna over here. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in the next one.